Hello, my fellow travel adventurers. Thank you for joining me. So, you may have noticed that I put a trailer out and then I've released my first nature tourism ecotherapy vlog. And I thought it was very significant to do that because I do realize during this time of pandemic, I've read countless articles where it is talking about that avid travelers are really feeling the crunch of not being able to travel as freely as we once did due to COVID-19. And while granted, for one, I am glad that we are deciding to, be safe and we're respecting restrictions. But I do realize that yes, we can get to a point in our traveling where we receive destination anxiety. So we're just always like, where's the next place? Where I want to go next? What do I want to do next? I need to check it off this bucket list. And that even though, yes, travel is absolutely it was therapeutic for me, or I should say it is therapeutic for me, and I'll get into how I am still able to travel, just not internationally and what that's doing for me. But I did also read an article, and I thought it was important to share in the event that anyone else was interested into why they was feeling some of the emotions that they were feeling. Is that when we travel, because we're processing so much information being and new lands, and it's all exciting, that it does indeed become a rush. And when it becomes that rush, it's very easily addicting. Okay, so especially if you already have an addictive personality, you may have noticed that the reason why it seems like you had so much cabin fever and that you were just like so antsy and anxious and being like, oh my goodness, is because you got addicted to travel. It's okay. I feel like all the avid travelers, all of us are a little bit addicted. Even though, yes, travel is about therapy, but it very much so. You get addicted to experiencing, or I should say the rush of experiencing something new, all the adventures that lie before you, trying new foods, meeting new people, seeing new things. Like, yes, it's very much so exciting. But I encourage you during this time to turn your excitement or your thrill seeking or adventure seeking back to where it all began. And it all began in nature. So this is why I've made it a point to share my nature tourism. So what nature tourism is, it's the same thing as agri-tourism. Some of you may have heard of that. Garden tourism, all those things. You probably have put the context clues together. It's about going someplace to be in nature or to experience nature or have your adventure in nature. So my very first nature tourism trip that I took was to the Illinois Ozarks. It was absolutely amazing. I got to rock climb, I got to hike. It was just so beautiful. Can't wait to go back because, of course, the Illinois Ozarks are massive. I only went to one part. But nonetheless, the point being that during this time of high anxiety, high stress, because things are changing so rapidly. We don't have a cure for COVID-19. It seems like every day there's conflicting information that is being put out. It's very easy that someone could go crazy during this time, but we're not going to go crazy, and I'm going to tell you how. Disconnect for a moment. I'm going to be sharing a social media quote where it's going to say, take me someplace where the Wi-Fi don't work. All right, disconnect for a little bit and go back to, as I said, where it all started. So even if it's sitting on your balcony, on your patio, in your backyard, or a nearby nice park like this, that's where I'm at. I'm in front of a Hosta garden accompanied by some trees, but this is a park. You might hear some of the children. They're actually on the other side of the park. They're just really, really loud. You might hear some of the children in the background. You may see some of the walkers, runners, bike riders behind me, but have a moment in nature. Go places, and this is also another thing too. We want to be safe. So make sure that when you're traveling places, number one, you're mindful of what the numbers are in that particular area, but also go places in the outdoors. I know oftentimes that when you hear outdoors, you always think, I don't want any rain. No. My advice, because I love doing this, because I understand the process of photosynthesis as well as what happens when it rains. Go someplace and get out directly after it rains. Rain purifies the air. And then if you're right here by like a garden, trees, process of photosynthesis, now you do have some plants that do release fresh oxygen. They clean the air at night. And you can look up NASA air purifying plants. I know like the snake plant, the jade plant, those are my favorite. I have those in my home. But most plants, what they do is they convert sunlight. So during the day, and they release fresh oxygen. So I'm actually here in a gazebo, and because I'm surrounded, like literally to me, I feel like you can smell the difference. You can smell the freshness. All right, but allow nature to be a partner, a helpful, willing, always there when you need it partner for your mental health. Yeah, you might can hear the sirens. I'm definitely still in the city. But you know what? In the midst of the urban jungle, we can still find places of serenity, places of peace. Now, to explain the therapeutic part of it, it has already been documented that merely even looking at pictures of nature soothes us, it calms us, it reduces our anxiety levels, it can help with depression. So, nature tourism, find a beautiful park, some beautiful natural scenery. Go there, walk around, disconnect, take a moment to be in that moment, to really be present, breathe in the fresh air, get the sun. That sun is such a blessing, like right there. Like literally our healing is in nature. And I get it that some of you might say, well, it's nothing like going to the Caribbean and being on the beach. You know what? Some of those things are an option right now. Let it go. Okay, let's take a moment of objectivity. Let it go. We cannot change what is going on right now, but we can change ourselves during this whole pandemic. Okay, so do what you can, and for the rest, let it go. When it's that time again, it's that time again. But until then, you cannot fall apart waiting for someday. Okay, until then, go to your city, whatever is the next major city next to you, botanical garden. Look at some flowers. All right. Look at how beautiful Mother Earth is. Pay attention to how when you go outside, the wind blows and the trees sway. Listen to the song of the birds in the morning. All of these things, while granted you may say they seem cheesy, all of these things are therapeutic to us. There's literally science that backs it up. So I just want all our travelers during this time, do not feel 100% discouraged just because you can't hop on that flight. You can't catch flights and not feelings, because now you can't catch flights and you're in your feelings. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. There was just a breeze and it just feels so wonderful. Like, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Get out, walk, bird watch, flower watch, tree watch, measure the wind, measure rain, do something in nature and still catch these beautiful views. You'll be surprised what you've looked over in your very own neighborhood, in your very own backyard, just simply because we had the opportunity, we were graced to get on the plane. But now during this time, stay home, stay in your near vicinity, save lives, be safe, but also check out the therapy. It's right here surrounding us. May you all please stay safe, be well, and once again, enjoy Mother Earth, enjoy nature, let her heal you, and be safe with all your travels that you decide to do during this time. Till next time.